Hey guys, welcome to the review and results show for the April 7, 2023 edition of AEW Rampage and Battle of the Belt 6. My name's Dan, I review each and every AEW and ROH show. That shows like these, the Super Card of Honor, so if you missed anything, you want a quick recap, or you just want to have a place to talk all things AEW and ROH, you can do so right here. So please go right below this video, click that like button, the subscribe button, and notification bell, because only you see past, present, and future reviews that I do, but also helps others to find my channel. And without any further ado, let's get to the review. Rampage begins with Hook once again defending his FTW championship against Ethan Page, and this was one heck of a fight in and outside the ring. Outside, we saw Hook throw Ethan Page in a T-bone suplex, but Ethan would later respond by power slamming Hook through the table. Then back in the ring, Ethan would try to use a chair on Hook, but Hook would move out of the way, chair would bounce off the ropes, and then smack him right back into his face. And then Hook would once again borrow the Twist of Fate from Matt Hardy, and this time did it on a chair. Really awesome stuff here. Hook would eventually get Ethan to tap out once again in the Red Rum, and just for good measure after this match, he would throw him in a T-bone suplex once again, but this time it was through a table in the corner. We would then get another edition of QTV, and they talked about their tag title shot against the Lucha Brothers later on in the night, and they took a few shots at them. And then lastly, when someone told QT to go ahead and break a leg, he would respond by saying, "Who am I? Dante Martin." Oof, what a line. After that, it's the Jericho Appreciation Society, Cool Hand Ange, and Daddy Magic teaming up with the Acclaimed against LSG, Bobby Orlando, and the Infantry. And this was very much a one-sided match, with the Acclaimed getting the win for their team with a Scissor Me Timbers, followed by a mic drop. And what I predicted would happen was Jake Hager and the rest of JAS would attack them, thus finally starting this feud. I cannot wait to see where this goes. Swerve would then have a quick PSA for everyone, saying that he is announcing a new merger later on in the show, and more importantly, he's going to get 51% of it, and just about as he's going to reveal who exactly it is. He said we'll have to wait later on to find out, but fortunately for us, we won't have to wait too long. Back to the ring, and this time it's Darby Allin taking on Moriarty, and apparently the day before this match, Darby got ran over by a car, yet somehow still wants to wrestle. Sure, of course, and that's just how crazy Darby is, I guess. Not really too surprising there. But this was a good back and forth with things going in the favor of Lee as soon as Big Bill got involved with that big nasty boot there. He would continue to get involved until Darby put a stop to that, did a dive on him on the outside, and allow him to go up top, deliver a coffin drop on Moriarty to pick up the win. After the match, we would hear Swerve's music hit, and remember how I said that we weren't going to have to wait too long here. He would offer Darby a handshake, maybe symbolizing that there is a possibility of them having a partnership. But that would not last long, as we would see Brian Cage come out and absolutely destroy Darby Allin in an airplane spin, and had a very, very nasty landing where he slammed his head against the entryway there. Looked brutal. I don't know how he's okay, but it's Darby, so of course he's going to be fine. But this is great, though. This appears to be a new merger with Swerve, the Mogul Affiliates, and the Embassy. What does this mean for them? What does this mean for their influence maybe on AEW TV or ROH TV? Either way, I definitely like this a lot more than Trench and Parker. We then got a sit-down interview between Jade Cargill and Taya Valkyrie, mediated by the one and only RJ City, which immediately got me intrigued with how much of a fan I am of his. I love AEW. I just love him in general. He's just so damn entertaining. But Taya brought up the point that others have been using her move for a very long time, more specifically, her longer than she's even been in the business, and that would not go over kindly with Jade. She would have enough, and they would have to be separated. This was quick, yet a fun segment. I really do hope that they continue to use more of RJ City in the future, because like I said, he's fantastic. It's main event of Rampage time, with Anna JAS taking on the House of Black's Julia Hart. And this started off hot with Anna going right after Julia before her entrance even concluded. They brawled as Julia would whip Anna into the barricade, and Anna would later respond by slamming her into the barricade upside down. Absolutely brutal stuff. Later on, Julia did a fantastic standing moonsault, and a would try though for her Queen Slayer sleeper hold a few times throughout this match, but was never quite able to fully lock it in. But at one point, the ref wasn't looking, and Julia spit missed into the eyes of Anna and was able to roll her up in an inside cradle for the win. After the match, though, as she was leaving, Orange Cassidy's music would play, which would get one hell of a look from Julia as she was walking away. Battle of the Belt 6 would begin with Orange Cassidy defending his International Championship against Dralistico, and this would start very fast-paced, as you would expect from these two. Jose would get involved, which would cause a whole big fight between LFI and Best Friends that would end up spilling up the entranceway and into the back. Dralistico had quite a few near falls in this one, one of them came from a Canadian destroyer. Orange would eventually regain control of this match by giving an orange punch to not only Jose, but Dralistico as well to retain his title. After the match, though, we would see the House of Black on the Tron there, and they would really put him over by saying how talented he is, but then would say that since they put their titles on the line, maybe he should put his title on the line against Buddy, and I don't think Buddy will win there, but that should be a fantastic match. We would then get a backstage interview where Lexi is standing with Mark Briscoe, and they talk about how he was feeling after his match with Joe, and he says that there's still a lot of fight left in him and that he's not looking back, he's only moving forward. And then we would see Jay Lethal walk in, and he gives him nothing but praise and then asks him, after how long they've known each other, after they've had so much history, why aren't they working together? And of course, Mark, thinking that it's just going to be the two of them, immediately smiles and shakes his hand, and then of course in comes Sanjay Dutt, Jay Lethal, and Satnam to celebrate, much to the chagrin of Mark, who wasn't really too sure about what just happened. After that, it's Jade Cargill defending her TBS championship against Billie Starkz, and it's so cool to see how great Billie is at such a young age, and even to be given an opportunity like this. Excalibur, though, mentioned on commentary that the only reason she was able to get this match was because she had the day off from school. I never thought I would hear that on a wrestling program, and that certainly would make me feel a whole lot older because of it. Holy crap. Anyways, as far as this match was concerned, though, it was a lot of fun. Billie had a fantastic reversal out of the Jaded, and she would hit her with a flatliner. Unfortunately, though, Jade would move her knees up when Billie would try to do a swanton bomb from the top, and she would hit the Jaded to retain, moving her to 55-0. After the match, Taya would come out and attempt to give her her version of the Jaded, but Jade would end up rolling out of the ring to continue this feud. Backstage again, and this time Alex Marvez tracks down Brandon Cutler and Michael Nakazawa and talks to them about how everything's been going with the Elite and the BCC. And Brandon Cutler had a great line rather, when he said, what do you do when the people who stood up to bullies aren't there to stand up for you anymore? And that it's time for them to be elite. Nakazawa echoed that sentiment, and it looks like we're going to get some form of these two against the BCC. It's main event time for Battle of the Belts as the Lucha Brothers defend their ROH World Tag Team Championships against QT Marshall and Powerhouse Hobbs. And I do love the return of the side-by-side interviews. I really do miss them when they're not there. And of course, it's always great to see Caprice Coleman on my screen. And this was a fun match, even though it was predictable. You had the Lucha Brothers coming in with their fast-paced offense and took advantage of a much weaker QT with a super kick upon tagging out. But QT, though, was able to come back and assist Hobbs with a double shoulder block. Rey Fenix had a fantastic assisted springboard Hurricane Rana. Then the QTV crew got involved and took out Alex Abrahantes. And this would continue to go back and forth with QT, trying some trickery along with some mist. But it's Rey Fenix who ends up hitting him with a Hurricane Rana to get the 1-2-3 as they retain their ROH Tag Team Championships. And that was AEW Rampage and Battle of the Belt 6. What did you guys think about them? Please let me know down in the comment section below. This was a breeze to get through, but if I had to pick my faves, it's definitely that FTW title match along with that main event tag title match. And if you enjoyed this review, please remember to go right below this video, click that like button, the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell, because it only let you see past, present, and future reviews that I do, but also helps others to find my channel. So thank you guys once again for checking out this review, and thank you guys for being all elites.